sure what I would do. This overbet is absolutely... I think it's 5-8, really, the majority of the time. I'm just going to fold here. I never felt good about it in the entire time. I most certainly don't feel good about it now, so we're going to fold. I'm going to call here with 8-9. Yahoo 2D could probably value bet and get called from like ace king, ace queen, ace jack that has one single club. There are some smaller eights that'll call 8-7, 5-6. Anything that has a big club in it will call. And now we just check and hope that that we were good all along and he didn't improve. I say we probably win this probably about half the time, honestly. That's one of the halves that we don't win. Also note that he did not 3-bet tens. So that just goes to show you how tight Yahoo 2D is. So when like Yahoo 2D 3-bets me and I have like queens, I'm always like, you know, not happy. His 3-bet is 2%. So that tells you anything. Here, I don't think we get folds very often with ace-8, but we have so much equity in the hand. I think that going forward is good. And when we do get there, we do get called, and we do get there. It's a pretty good spot for us. I think here, I think that check raising is probably best. Can we get value from like... I'm going to bet really small. Someone with a straight might think to themselves, I'm not getting enough value out of my straight, so I'm going to raise it, which allows us to 3-bet him and get even more money in with our flush. Also, betting gets us a little bit of value from hands that would ordinarily check back, top pair, top kickers, some small 2 pairs, maybe even like second pair, you know, might call when they otherwise wouldn't. So betting super small there I think is fine to induce a raise bluff or a raise from a straight, and obviously a smaller flush is going to raise as well. We can check raise, 3-bet raise the straights and the flushes and get calls from them. So that's good. Go turn on the lights here in a second. What happened to the music? What happened to Rick Astley? This is not cool. I'm not happy with this. Jacked up. We're going to jack the pot up. Mess you up. Mess you up, son. He calls. We flop a gutter and overcards. This is fine. Dustin T. Fournier. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. It is definitely plus EV to watch this stream. I think this is one of the best things you can do, honestly. We flop a straight versus the guy down at the bottom. That's pretty awesome. Let's make it... what did we make it last time? What size did we make it when we got check raised? We did make it 12. So let's make it 12 again. Hope we get check raised again. We don't. We get flatted. Totally fine, though. Ace-6, Ace-10, Ace-7. All going to continue and possibly even raise us. So I think that making it like... smaller and encouraging hands like 6-8 to stay in, probably a good idea. And this will also like hopefully induce a check raise from some hands that aren't content with the small sizing that we chose. Pretty good river no, not a pretty good river for us, but not a bad river for us necessarily. Runner clubs. It's not one of the things we really should be worried about. I think betting bigger, making it look like maybe some kind of missed draw is probably best. Great situation for us. Got a really bad situation. I've talked about how overrated bottom pair is, but here against this guy, I think, do we get it in? Do we not get it in? I think I'm going to flat, actually. 3-bet here. I'm kind of not happy about getting it in here with bottom 2, but we're going to do it anyway. Chop. 120 here. I think making it look like aces or kings is probably our best bet, really. Like, we really want action. Try to get folds from 10s and 9s and stuff. Let me just get it in at this point. Up against jacks. King, we're good. Hold, no jack. Come on now. That's a big pot. Now, some people are going to say, like, ooh, they don't want to get an ace-king there. They're kind of concerned about getting ace-king in there. They're scared about it or whatever. The truth is that if you got ace-king in a heads-up match and you're like 120, 130 big blinds deep or less, you are getting it in, buddy. Sorry. And here we missed the flush. Unfortunately, we're going to fold. Now, when you have ace-king, you remove an ace and a king from the deck, which makes it a lot less likely for your opponent to have aces or kings against you. And there's so much money already in the pot, usually when you have ace-king and there's a betting war pre-flop going on, that you have correct odds to get it in against queens and jacks. For sure, by far, you have enough odds. I mean, it's 50-50. You should be getting in. It's almost 50-50, so you should be getting it in, like, initially. If you open and someone just, like, 3-bet jams 100 bigs, ace-king should be calling 100% of the time. On top of that, and that's another thing, if someone 3-bet jams 100 bigs, they should be, that's a bad enough play to where your ace-king should be up against some stupid hands too some of the time, like ace-queen. I mean, if people are 3-bet jamming 100 bigs, they're bad, and your ace-king should be crushing them. Gonna open king 7 here. Let's bet a little bit less than we were doing before. But yeah, so like, we'll talk about this again in just a second. We're going to bet again, get calls from 10-9, clubs, queen, king, queen, jack, quite a bit of stuff actually, so. Pretty good river for us. Now the question is, how do we get value? Can we get value? I think that there's so much stuff that missed. I think betting that small bet that we were doing before is probably a good way to try and get some value. And this could induce a bluff jam too. We do get the value we're looking for. Pretty good. Now, what I was saying before. Ace-king, right? You literally reduce the number of aces and kings combos that you're up against by 50%, okay? So you really shouldn't be too concerned about ace-king, or aces or kings when you have ace-king. Now, at a full ring table in like a big buy-in tournament where the action gets kind of crazy and it's like under the gun versus under the gun plus 2 and then another bet, like things start to change then. But heads up, not like that. Heads up, you're going to have people that are going to be like 4-bet and 5-bet bluffing a little more frequently. So, yeah. So, all right, that guy's done. Pretty good for us. We do have one guy. Nope, never mind. Move some tables around. Got one Bovada table, but I think I'd rather show a full flush table, so let's see what happens here. This guy just sat. So the ace-king scenario we were just talking about, okay? What do we have here? I can't see it. Oh, fives. There we go. Immediate 3-bet. Flat. So ace king, you know, like once you like 4-bet ace king, there's just way too. Oh, we got a set already. Done. I'm kind of concerned this guy might be. Well, I'm actually putting a little min raise and see what happens here. I feel like any ace king is just not going to give up. Ace queen, any overcards are not going to give up for a min raise, and it might induce something stupid on his part. Let's hope that it is doing just that. You guys want to see something funny? This is going to be so funny. I can't believe I'm going to do this, but I think against this type of player, this might actually work. We're going to just click it back. Please have ace queen. All right, so there we go. That's good. Get him. Got him. So gross. So he started the day down like $1,000. And we started the day down $1,000, and now I think we're up about $1,000. That's good. Pretty good start, I'd say. Vaquero. All right, dude, what's going on with this HUD? This is not cool. All right, here we go. Vaquero, super tie. We're not playing. Gonna try and bluff out ace highs here. He could have a 6 and be calling everything, but what is the lowest pocket pair you should be getting it in with heads up with 100 big blind plus at stake? This very much depends on your opponent. If you have a good opponent, probably as low as 9s, maybe even 8s sometimes. You get in 9s when your opponent is capable of 4-bet bluffing you. Like, if you have an opponent who's good enough to have a nice balanced 4-bet bluffing range, you do well by jamming the 9s and, you know, because he can be 4-bet bluffing with stuff that has equity versus you. So you do well by 4-bet jamming 9s. Now, if you have an opponent that likes to like 3-bet or 4-bet and get it in with any pocket pair, then you like drop down to 8s. But it doesn't always happen. You don't always get those guys. So where am I at here? Oh, we got a flush. I'm like folding stuff or something. I hear beeping. All right, let's see here. So 9s really, if the guy's a super nit, I might up it to like jacks. He's got to be really nitty though. And oftentimes, aces and kings, if he's really nitty, you want to get it in. Hope he has queens or jacks. And if you have jacks, a lot of times, honestly too, a lot of players that are really super crazy, stupid aggro, like if they're stupid aggro but fold to 4-bets, you might want to start flatting aces, queens, kings, queens, and jacks to allow them to go completely spazoid post-flop. Now, that's only if they're the kind of guy that 3-bets a lot and folds to 4-bets a lot. If he's the kind of guy that 3-bets a lot and never folds to a 4-bet, then you make a huge mistake by, watch this defend right here, Jack 6. You make a huge mistake by not 4-betting, so you definitely want to 4-bet. Nope, can't do nothing now. So it's all kind of dependent on your opponent, but I would say jacks are better. Probably even 10s are better, actually. 10s are better. Heads up, 100 bigs. You're just getting it in. Now, what I did with the ace-king at that point, because we were really deep, like 130, 140 or something big blinds deep. It's not really, really deep, but deep. Deeper than like 100. At that point, I want to try and get 10s and jacks to fold. Because I'm not doing good by like overbetting jamming and then he's calling with the 10s and jacks anyway because my ace-king is in my range. So I do my best at that point to try and make it look as if I have aces or kings and I'm really wanting to get called. So then I'll make it like my 5-bet sizing